We're
Yeah.
here.
Yay. More people can join the call even though it's recorded, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I thought you're the techie genius here. So
I'm failing in that department, but
well, we all have our struggles, right? So we're going to talk about that a little bit tonight too. Let's see, what are we're doing a giveaway at the end.
yes, we're gonna do a giveaway, a couple
Okay.
giveaways. So I'll be in charge of that. And so do you want me to talk about like why we reconstructed or kind of redoing our we changed it up a bit is what I'm trying to say. Do you want me to talk about that real quick?
Yeah.
So Chris and I were talking, summer months are coming. And we know you guys are busy and things are different now since COVID is not a big deal anymore. Praise the Lord. But things are different. And we know that it's a sacrifice for you guys to jump on these calls. And so we decided we're going to keep doing them every month because we think they're important for community and to get training and all of that, and just to see your beautiful faces. So if you are on, we would love to see all of your beautiful faces. So show it off. But we just thought that it would be really cool to just do 30 minutes, get in and out.
Yep.
And you guys can jump back into whatever you were doing with your families or whatever. So we're doing work, maybe you have some more SCENTSY work you need to do. So we are not going to take up a ton of your time.
Yeah.
With that being said, we are going to be talking tonight about do one brave thing. I just looked over because it's on my sign. Do one brave thing for your business. And I just wanted to start off by saying Chris is going to be sharing something really special. But before she does that, I just wanted to say that it's amazing what can happen with the power of one. Like one thing can completely change your business. One extra person on your team, one party that you did, one event that you did, one thing can completely change the course of your business. So I just want to encourage you guys to do some brave things in your business and focus just on one brave thing that you're wanting to do. So Chris is going to be sharing something and then we'll go from there.
Yep. I love that, Dawn. That's a great introduction into kind of what I wanted to talk about a little bit more. And I'm going to share, like Dawn said, some special things, but I think I wanted to just ask you guys a question, and you can use the chat and you can talk amongst each other because this is really 30 minutes time for you guys to be together. And I think that right now we have a lot of you in the Zoom room here this evening that would probably say that your business looks different than it did maybe a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. And I just want to know if you feel like you are struggling with your business right now. And you can use the chat. And if you want to maybe add a little bit about like what the struggles are, that would be great. Because again, this is community. Monica, I'm glad you're here. And I have, I follow a lot of you guys, we're friends. And so I see you guys in other groups and I see some of the things that you're worried about. This is a safe place. There's no right or wrong answer here. But I do know that a lot of us joined, not me, not Dawn, but a lot of us here in our group joined. You joined during COVID, pre-COVID, right during COVID. And during that time, obviously, people were at home. We had a lot of their attention online. We pivoted and we were able to really build relationships. We learned how to build relationships online. We did things way differently. I'm so thankful for social media. We utilized social media in a way that helped us all continue to be successful in our business. And in many respects, for a lot of us, we had what ended up being an astronomical growth period with our businesses, right? Because people were stuck at home. What did we do? They went to Home Depot, they redecorated, they renovated their homes, they bought SCENTSY warmers, they wanted wax. It was calming, right? There are all the things. So Now things are different, right? And so we are in a new phase with the current world that we are in post-COVID. And I think that is causing some of us to feel a little bit of an angst and some struggle. Dawn and I can speak to many peaks and valleys in the 14 and 15 years that Dawn and I have been doing business. I mean, we're as old as Facebook. Like, we were barely using Facebook when we first started our businesses, right? And so why I bring up struggle, and because this is the importance of getting on these calls, is because we can't physically be in the same town as one another. So we can't get together face to face, but we want you guys to feel comfortable and safe in knowing that you're building a business together, and probably somebody in the Zoom room that is above you, beside you, or you're seeing their picture below you is probably going through maybe some similar struggles. So that's okay. I think I wanted to share over here, and I'm going to go back and read all of these and answer them at the end. I can't go through all of them right now, but be brave. That's the beginning of do one brave thing, and be willing to be vulnerable, be willing to look at your journey and see where you have been to maybe where you are right now, what your struggles are. Also celebrate what has been good, but also realize what your struggles are. And then we're here together to work on that, okay? And try to improve, okay? I think that one of the easiest things is starting a SCENTSY business. Maybe you guys will agree or disagree with me, but I think starting something is the easy part. I think the hard part is continuing to have the success, okay? Starting anything is kind of exciting. Starting a new workout plan is kind of exciting, right? If you like to work out, right? Maybe even starting a new diet is really exciting. Starting something that you know is going to be a challenge, a lot of times is kind of exciting. And it's kind of easy in the beginning, right? Because you're motivated and it's fun and you're learning new things, and maybe you're surrounding yourself with new people. So starting is easy. Continuing is the hard part, because that's when you get hit with challenges. That's when you get hit with roadblocks. That's when life happens, right? And things get in the way. Sort of like right now, I don't know whether they're calling it a recession. It feels like a recession, right? I think we're all going through, and we know people around us who are struggling with recession pricing. Things are more expensive, and I don't feel like a lot of my customers are spending in the same way that they were in the past 3 years. Does anyone else agree? Some of your customers that were really buying a lot in the last 2 to 3 years, they maybe have slowed down a little bit. Like, they haven't stopped completely because they're addicted, which we love, but they've slowed down, right? So how do we continue when we go through these periods where things change, where our world is kind of in a different place, right? And so we're going to talk about that tonight. But when you start something, there's usually a reason why you start, right? And I think this is going to be a key thing that I want to talk to you about before I share some more tips and tricks. And I want to give you some inspiration, but I want to get you guys all thinking about, and use the chat box, please, and share. Why did you start SCENTSY? Okay. And I don't want you to say things like, because somebody talked you into it, right? I don't want you to tell me things like, well, it was sort of like a why not? Because I think a lot of us did join we had like a why not, like, well, I'm going to be addicted to SCENTSY, so I may as well get it for a discount. That was me. I'm going to admit it. But there was something more inside of me that I wanted from this business. And I was afraid to say it out loud, because I was afraid people would think less or poorly of me, or think I was weird, or think that there's no way in hell that this is going to happen. Like, you will never, woman, you're crazy. You will not be able to make this into a business that's profitable so that you can stay at home with your kids. That was my why. I wanted to be able to be a stay-at-home mom. I wanted to make enough money that I didn't have to go outside of the house to find work. And I had to have income. There was no way that our family could survive without it. I was afraid to say it out loud. So I want to really challenge you guys to why did you start? Because I think we all have a why not. Why not do SCENTSY? I'm gonna buy SCENTSY, or they say it's gonna work for me, and I do need some money, and I'm not really sure, and I may as well go ahead and give it a try. So share why you began, okay? And then like maybe your why is the same today, and that's okay, or maybe your why is evolving. I know my why from 15 years ago is the same but a little different, okay? And when I say that, it's because I view life through a different lens than I did 15 years ago. 15 years ago, I had two small children in grade school, and fast forward to today, I have two adult children in college, right? Life is different. Do I need to be at home working from home? Some would say, no, you don't. But if you have young children, let me tell you something. Your college kids, they need you a lot, and they need your presence, okay? And so to be able to not have to ask a boss for time off, if you have aging parents, right, they need you, like people need you. So my why has evolved to not only be able to have flexibility, but to also be able to afford to help my kids in college, right? And I want to hear from you guys. How is your why evolving? What are you struggling with that you need more of in your life right now? Is it measurable? Okay. Why do we do these things? Why did Dawn and I ask you guys to talk about what you need and why you're doing SCENTSY? It goes back to that's the starting point. That's the catalyst for the work that you are going to put in to get moving, to be brave enough to do hard things. Okay. It's the catalyst. It's going to push you and propel you. If you want it bad enough, you will not quit. You will not make excuses. I'm going to use Dawn as an example. Dawn started a health journey, and I've watched Dawn because we became good friends. And Dawn tried a lot of different diets, weight loss plans, exercise programs, different things. And they would work for a while, and then she'd get bored, and she kind of would realize there's a reason why this isn't really working for me. I need to shift gears. I've got to try something else. Okay. And I'm really proud of her because she finally found something that works and she absolutely loves, but she never stopped looking for the thing because to her, her health was so important to her. Okay. It's not just about weight loss for Dawn. It's about being a strong woman and being a good role model to her kids, right? Give you the fuel that you need to have the brain power to be an entrepreneur, right? I think those are all important things, okay? I did make some notes, you guys, because I want to make sure I keep this within our time frame. So having a reason that you're going to do the work, that should evolve with you all throughout the course of your journey and everything that you do in life. This isn't just SCENTSY. You can think about many different things. If it's weight loss, exercise, it should be SCENTSY. But the reason why you began, if it's still somewhat the same, that's great. But also, is it evolving? I know for some of us, getting in debt is easy to do by today's standards. College education is very high. I co-sign on my kids' loans. I do put money into their college fund every single month. It's not enough, okay? And so they do carry college loans and debts right now that I am co-signing for. That's a debt that my husband and I are on the hook for, right? So we all feel that. If your goal and your why is to pay down debt, I want to challenge you. Amber Pulliam said this, and I think it's really, I'm gonna just single out Amber because it was such a good piece of advice. When you're paying down a bill, make sure you carve just a little bit out for yourself to do something fun for you. Because when you are working all the time to pay on something, and you don't allow yourself just a little tiny bit for you, maybe it's a date with your husband and it can be a simple little picnic in the park even, like it doesn't have to be a lot, but treat yourself treat yourself, ladies. Or do we have, I think we all have ladies on here tonight. Make sure you treat yourself along the way, okay? So let's get to the nitty gritty because it's 9:17. We're keeping this in 30 minutes, right? I have a tendency, I'm passionate about this. It's something that I feel like I could talk about for long periods of time, because I do think that I have to practice what I preach. I am a mentor to you guys. I want to be a good role model, but sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I struggle with hard things. Okay. So I have a why, and I can very easily fall into a comfort zone. And when I moved from Illinois to Virginia Beach a year and a half ago, I got in a good comfort zone where my customers, in the Midwest, I built systems up where I was working with them every single month. I stayed in contact with them through text messages, online, through follow up, monthly mailers, different things that I did with them, right? So, very comfortable and easy in some regards to get PRV and hit my goals from the customers back in Illinois that were still purchasing from me. But like I told you earlier, I could see a trend where my customers were starting to feel the effects of the recession. And I also started to make new friends in my new community here in Virginia Beach. And I wanted to expand SCENTSY into this new area that I'm at. I want to build, I'm always looking, I mean, contacts is going to be one of our best ways to build and grow our businesses, right? So I wanted to make sure that I was reaching out to other people. But my mind gets in the way. My mind sometimes gives me all these negative reasons on why I'm not going to invite people into my home and do an open house, because I always did open houses back in Illinois. I did a lot of vendor shows. I did a lot of in-person parties. That's how I built my business, okay? And I knew that I needed to invite all my kind of new friends. Like, I'm getting to know people here, like my kind of almost new friends, but I was like nervous. I'm like, oh, but my house isn't really the way I want it yet. And I don't want to be considered the person who's soliciting the neighbors to buy SCENTSY, right? I'm not a solicitor. I am a sharer. And I hope that that resonates with you guys. I don't solicit people. I am a joy spreader. I think SCENTSY is an amazing product, hands down, the best home fragrance company you are ever going to find. Okay. And let me just share some stats with you guys. Did you know that people polled 69% of Americans, or just people in general, they worry about what their house smells like. That's a lot of people. They want their house to smell good. Okay. 77% of people say that their day is better if they are surrounded in a space that smells good. Nobody wants to be sitting in a room with a farting dog, right? We want it to smell better, right? Nobody wants to sit in a room with poopy diapers, right? We want it to smell good. Okay, 77% of people also say that chores are a lot easier if their space smells good, right? So those stats work in our favor because we know SCENTSY is a great product, okay? Back to building my business here. I want to be a good mentor and a role model to you guys. But again, like I said, I get in my own head. I came up with excuses month after month. My husband's like, I thought you were going to do an open house. I thought we talked about this. You got the new catalog. When are you going to do an open house? 18 months later, I finally did my open house. Okay. I toiled over small, stupid details. When the date came, I make an experience because I would do this with my friends. I like food. I think food is a reason that people want to return to your home. They like to come back to eat and nosh on food. So I did a couple charcuterie boards. It was around Easter time. I had some salty, some sweet treats. And I made an experience because I thought these are going to be my new friends. I'm going to make new friends while I do this. Okay. And if they don't buy a thing from me, they're still going to be my friends. I'm going to make them be my friend. Okay. And my party started at 5 and nobody showed up until 5:40. So for 40 minutes, what do you think I did? I freaked out. I'm like, oh my gosh, nobody's coming. Yeah, Kathy. I went through all this work and I'm like, I just told my husband, I'm like, well, we're going to have a lot of food. and I had wine, and I'm like, okay, this is not good, right? Okay, fast forward, 11 people came to the party. Okay, I probably invited 25 or 30, maybe in the neighborhood. 11 people came to the party. And of those 11 people, only 2 people had even used SCENTSY in my whole entire neighborhood. Okay. And 2 of the people who had never used SCENTSY booked parties with me that night because they were so excited about this product. And one of the people who booked the party and another person, not a person who booked a party, are seriously interested in the opportunity. I want you to know that just like you, I stress over stupid small things and I talk myself out of things. And this is the part of doing hard things. So when you're looking at your business right now, what I'm going to challenge you as we get close to the end of this call is I'm going to challenge you guys on a few things. I'm going to challenge you to look at what you've been doing during this period of COVID in your business and continue to do the things that are working well for you. Okay. I don't want you to stop doing things that are working well for you. So if you have become a master at connection online with social media, with your customers, if you've got good systems in place for follow-up, you need to keep doing those things. If you're struggling with sales right now and you're starting to see some of your sales are waning a little bit, then it's time for you to reevaluate, okay, what you're doing. So I've got a 3-step little challenge for you guys. And the first one, we kind of already covered it. I want you guys to reinvent your why, okay? And I want it to be about you. I want it to be something that you're going to get excited about that's going to make you want to continue to do your business, okay? Do you want more time, okay? Sometimes for some of us, more time means, because I know a lot of you guys work a full-time job and you do SCENTSY on the side. Maybe more time for you is, you know, to free up time to work your SCENTSY business, you need someone to clean your house once a month or every 2 weeks. And you need to work your SCENTSY business in a manner that you can come up with money to afford a house cleaner. So you can get some time back, right? Maybe you are needing to pay a sitter so that you and your husband need a much needed night out together, right? It doesn't have to be big things, but what is something that you would like to do you just can't ordinarily get to do right now, okay? And I hope you share this in our team pages. I hope you do this shared on the chat. That would be great. I can't wait to read what people said. And then I want you guys to look at how you've been getting your sales. And if you've been hosting a lot of online parties and those are working well for you still, I want you to continue to do that. But if you've seen that your hosts are less inclined to host an online event, a Facebook event, a Facebook online party, not like they were 2 years ago when everybody was stuck at home, I want you guys to look at doing an open house or asking someone to host a party for you. Okay. When was the last time that, can you raise your hand? It's been 2 weeks ago that I did an in-person at-home party. Anyone else able to raise their hand and say that they've had a recent in-person event? Okay, how awesome would it be if you guys were able to get an in-person event and meet just 2 people? And I met a lot of people who'd never even used SCENTSY, but what if you met 2 people who'd never even been using SCENTSY? Do you know what that's going to do for you? That's going to excite you because it's going to remind you of what it felt like when you found SCENTSY for the first time and how much you love that product. That's the joy sharing, okay? That's the excitement and the energy. And when you start to get that, you get excited about doing your business again. You get excited when you meet people who've not experienced SCENTSY for the first time, right? Am I right? Who's with me? Who understands that? Okay, so host in a new way. Here's some ideas. Host your own open house. Ask somebody to do a home party. If you don't like your house or your house is small or you're renovating your house or you've got small children and it's very difficult to host in your home, find a friend, ask a sister, ask a friend if you can use their house, ask your mom, ask your dad, ask an aunt and uncle, ask somebody if they would let you use their home and do your open house at their house. Okay. Maybe do a theme party. Like my next party in my home is going to be a SCENTSY theme of a left, right, center game. So I'm just going to have a bunch of girls over. We're going to play left, right, center, and the prizes are going to be wrapped up SCENTSY items that I've been able to obtain from my free and my half off. Okay. And I'm going to have a display because I'm not inviting them to another SCENTSY open house, but they're going to come and we're going to talk about SCENTSY because my gifts are going to be SCENTSY gifts. Okay. So do a theme, make it a fun party, get the girls together. Okay. Look for vendor events, do a combined party with another person who does handcrafted goods or a direct sales business. Work with another person and do a combined in-person event. So try to host in a new way. And then finally, this one isn't even about selling SCENTSY, okay? But I want you guys to open your minds to thinking about how to connect with people in a new way, okay? Dawn jokes about this because she's come to my house now. Like I'm a little introverted, but extroverted too. Like I'm kind of like the friendliest person in the world. If you meet me in person through the neighborhood, like I'm always waving to people. Like I don't even know them. I'm like, hi, how's your day? Good morning. Like I'm just chatty. I just chat people up. I'm always very, very friendly. So my idea is for all of us to make a pact for the next 30 days, create a system where you reach out from anywhere from 1 to 3 people every single day and check in on them. You're not asking them to buy SCENTSY. You're not asking them to host a party with you. You are just simply checking in to see how they're doing, okay? This is your friends, your family, your list of 100. These are just people around you. Hey, I've been thinking about you. I noticed that your kids are almost ready to get out of school. I saw a cute picture on your social media. Hope you're doing well. I just wanted to say hello. Like that little thing that you do shows people that you are not all about soliciting them for your direct sales business, that you are friendly, that you are real, that you're personable, that you're approachable. And it makes it easier when you have the conversation about SCENTSY. It makes them more open to have dialogue with you because they don't want to avoid you at all costs, thinking all you're going to do is try to sell them on the product. Okay. And when you get more conversations, when you get one-on-one, that's when the real connection happens. That's when you really get to learn about them. They get to learn about you, why you do SCENTSY, why you love SCENTSY. They probably are going to learn about products, even if they've been using warmers and wax. They're going to learn about things that they never even knew we had. So that's my 3-part challenge. I got long-winded. It's 9:30. If you have any questions, I will take any of your questions via Facebook Messenger. I am going to read through all of the comments. If you have a question, you can put it in the chat. And I will respond to each and every one of them tomorrow, to any questions, comments that you have. Because again, this is a 30-minute conversation and we're going to be over. Right, Dawn?
Yes.
Okay, sorry I didn't leave a lot of time for questions though. So we're going to do it in a different way. We'll do it a little bit post-call.
It's all good.
Okay.
It's all good. I love that. So I would love to hear what you guys are considering doing, challenging yourself with. She gave some really great ideas. And I love the joy spreader. Like that is, I wrote that down. I was like, that's so good. You're a joy spreader. A hope dealer.
Hope dealer. Yes. Yes. And it's contagious, right? People want to be around positive people, right? There's enough negativity in the world. How can we bring more positivity into the world? Oh, thanks, Cammie. You're sweet. You're amazing, Cammie. You all are.
Yeah.
We want for you guys as much as we want for ourselves. And we want you to see the future, and as bright as it is, and the struggles are there. We all feel them, but together we're stronger and we can get through them. So
Yeah, and you guys owe it to yourselves to push yourselves a little bit. I'm speaking to myself too. You can't get better without doing some hard things. And I challenge you guys to do some hard things. So, and focus just on one at a time. All right, I have everybody's name in here except Chris and mine. And I was looking through my notes, and last time we did this, I don't think I sent out mine. I didn't mark it off. So Talia and Chastity, I think you guys were on my list, and I did, right? Did you not get anything from me in May and in March? Okay, I'll send that to you guys. Sorry. Okay, so are we gonna pick out two? You want to do two? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Everybody's in it except Chris and myself. Amber Pulliam.
yay! I get a send to Amber.
Okay. And then, okay. Talia, you get two.
Oh my gosh!
She's like the luckiest girl. She wins so often. I love that.
Oh my gosh!
It's about the only thing I'm lucky at and can win.
Hey, you know what? And you keep showing up, which pays off.
Yep.
I just want to add one final thing. We're doing 30 minutes right now. Pivot, pivot, pivot. We've overused that word, but we're doing that now. We're probably going to do some different things in the fall. We'll do some parties. We may stick around for more than 30 minutes, but this is just something new. Don't be afraid to do new things. Change up your business. Make it interesting. If you feel like you're doing something and it's dull and it's not getting results, stop doing it.
Change it up.
Change it up.
Change it up.
Change it up.
All right, girls, we'll go do one brave thing. We can't wait to hear all about it. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Bye, guys. Love
Thanks,
y'all.
Chris.
Thanks, Dawn. Love you. Bye.